streams and they rush it. Got to rush to talk and figure out what's going on, and let's hurry up and get that hour in. I get that. I understand. But when you're on a day like Sunday, you can relax a little bit, maybe. So I guess everything's going around on X, on former Twitter. Oh, Trump is sick. His health issues. He's unalived. He's not here anymore. Ooh, doggy, y'all hear all that loud noise. Sorry about that. That's called a motorcycle, if you didn't know what that was. I hope the volume's good out there. It's reading back pretty loud here, so let's turn it down just a little bit. Okay. So, anyways, what I was saying was a lot of rumors are going around about Trump and he's unalive and his health was bad and all that stuff. But I seen from Fox News the other day, guys, that he was going to play golf with his granddaughter Kai. So I think it would be we're not in the administration. A lot of people don't understand that we're not in the Biden administration anymore, where they keep secrets and hide health conditions up. I truly believe if something was wrong with Trump, I believe what's up, Jamin? I believe we would know. I really do. I believe that if something, even with his health, and something major is, unalived. I mean, come on. That's what the rumors are on X right now. I'm not trying to spread anything, guys. I'm just saying that's what they're saying over there. It's a big conspiracy going on. I believe we would know if something was going on with Trump. Like I said, they showed him the other day and all the Secret Service and all them going out, and he was going to play golf with his granddaughter. So a lot of people just want to, I think a lot of people's social media, they don't, let's just talk about that for a minute. They don't get the attraction they want. So they make up these baloney stories. Um, I mean, honestly, like they make up something and they think, okay, let's just talk stupid. Let's do this. And you can really notice it. Now, there is some that do tell the truth, but some are their truth, I think I should say. But you'll notice it whenever you see people like, oh my God, I just lost my $3,000 a month in food stamps, blah, blah. Well, first of all, my cousin has 5 kids and she had to have food stamps once. She got like $900. So I don't see any legit white American getting $3,000 a month in food stamps unless they got like 15 kids. So, I mean, I know you people can have 6, 7 kids and more. I know you can have as many as you want, but average kids are, what's up, Ben? Uh, average kids on a girl like my cousin and stuff, she's got, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 kids, and she gets like $900. So 7 kids. You, so when you see those make believe stories come up and say, "I lost my $3,000 a month in food stamps. I don't know what my 3 kids are going to do," lady, you're lying. They're making up stories to draw attention, and if that's all they have to do is draw attention to themselves, because their social media platform is maybe not, where it wants to be, or, they just want to get some stories going. God help them. But anyways, like I was saying, there's a lot of rumors going around on X right now. They are false. Like I said, we're not living under the Biden administration, guys. We are living under a Trump administration where he gets things done. I just don't believe it. What's up, David? King Ray needs some shades, Ray. I got my glasses on. It is a holiday weekend, everybody. So if you're out enjoying your weekend, please remember to be safe. There may be ID checkpoints in your area. The best way to find out, I know a lot of people don't like Facebook, but go on your Facebook, find your local Facebook page, your town page, the people that's in it. You don't have to sit there and communicate with them, but they do spread a lot of information in your communities. So, that's just the way it is. That's what they do. A lot of people like to be nosy, like to know what everybody else in the town's going on and doing. So, uh, man, number 2. I thought Jamin. It shows Jamin was first, but Ben's under Jamin. So let's just show the comments up there on the screen. Can we see them on the screen? I don't know, maybe. Anyways, how do you guys like my background? So I've been a Ninja Turtle fan my whole life. Here Leonardo going after Shredder. Of course. Yeah. Oh, Jamin was first. Yeah, that's what I seen in my comments. Jamin was first. Where is your face? Well, you're looking at it, man. That's my skull. Can you see my emoji? Because that's what it looks like waiting on any Democrat or any government official getting anything done. So, where's my face? I'm here, man. I'm here. See, I got my America hat on today. So I'm here. This is not AI. Um, I got a new emoji, so I thought I would show it. My skull, the dark little headphone guy is pretty neat, man. I tell you, a lot of people don't like Facebook, but Facebook Messenger is awesome. You can just go into Facebook Messenger and they got an AI system, and it's like you're texting, you're messaging somebody, but you're messaging AI. You go in there and tell him, describe what you want, and they'll throw you out a picture or whatever you describe. I've got me on my motorcycles. I got me in the mountains, pictures of, AI pictures, of course, but they're funny. They're good to do with cartoonish stuff. You can put yourself as an astronaut, whatever you want. I mean, whatever you can think of, the AI guy creates. So, anyways, the thing I was discussing was here. Have you ever seen the Sturgis boobs, the biggest boobs in Sturgis, guys? Let's see if we can find them real quick. You guys ready for this? Are you ready for this? It is Labor Day, guys. You see that? Labor Day. There you go. How was that? Did you guys like that one? Okay. So listen, if you pay for StreamYard, they have finally gave us these new sounds. If you can hear that, give me a thumbs up in the comments section, guys. We got it. They got all kinds of explosions. Somebody's booing me on that one. His heartbeat. A pew pew shot. So, and that's what I was telling John the other day. We pay so much for this stuff, man. They should give us all this stuff. Not a fan of AI. You know what? I'm not really either. But when it comes to creating pictures and things that I can have fun with like this, bud, Ben, I love it, man. It's just something simple, I can do, and they're good for creating a. What I like to do is create the thumbnail with an AI, and then maybe put like a real picture of my face or of me in it, so it kind of blends it in. So that's fun, doing an AI thumbnail. I'm cleaning the garage. Okay, trying to get that GW in. Really? Trying to get that gold wing put in there, huh? Yeah, you're going to have room, man. That garage looks pretty packed full of stuff, man. Yeah, they're ugly, man. Them things are, yeah, boobies are huge, ain't they? Mama. Oh, yeah, that's something. But we're all pay for it. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's, here's the thing, though, also. The Democrats, and like the title said, the Democrats, why are they fighting so hard? Why do they want to bring, color into everything Trump wants to do? Do you understand how safe this country could be if these Democratic governors would just step aside and and work with him, though, is what I want to say. Instead, they rather have this out there.
It's murder! No blood in my burger!
And, David, I got something for you.
What is it about you that made you qualified to be the head freshman?
I'm just bad, honey. I'm just bad.
What is it about you that...
Here, I got something for you. Anyone that doesn't like it and doesn't like the way I talk or my channel, here you go. Honest to God, man, like, Here we go. Here, I want to show you something. Let's talk about this.
We want most of all is for Donald Trump to help us to fight crime with civilian law enforcement. But we don't welcome troops to the city of Chicago. We do not welcome troops to the state of Illinois.
They would rather send the military into our cities and address poverty. They would rather occupy our city with soldiers than allow themselves to be taxed so that we could fully fund education and provide housing for everyone.
Chicago's had the most murders for 13 consecutive years. Doesn't that suggest it's a time to change things up?
13 consecutive years, guys. 13 consecutive years. The most murderers, man. I mean, this is something. Why would you not want to work with the president or anybody in his? I mean, they act like Trump's going to be down there on the front line. Sometimes he might be, but maybe he won't. You're working with your own people, your own National Guard in your own state also, you know? I mean, come on, dude. Like, these are your people that live in your state, these National Guard. They clean this place up. I mean, I don't get it. I mean, I do, but I don't. Like, here, let's, we could be funding. We could just be, socialist state. We could be funding everybody. We could be paying their rent, their health care. We could be, Well, how did that work out for you for the last 4 years? You run the taxpayers into so much debt. You took everybody's money and cost billions of dollars to house these, illegals and put them up in 5-star, 4-star hotels, feed them whatever they wanted, give them money on cards. And then you had your true people that you actually live there and from here and from your cities. They can't even get help. Now, make sense of that. Here, we're going to help somebody that's never been here before in our life over somebody that's grew up in this generation after generation of family here. I never understand that. How do you put illegals before your own people? And that's what they do in this whole country, guys. They have put them people, because that's why Trump stood up and said, you know what? I've had enough of it. I really believe he didn't really want to run for a second term. I believe he really wanted to just do his own thing. But when Joe got in there, or when they put Joe in there, installed him, just like when they installed Kamala Harris to be the front runner. Why? Because they knew if they didn't, they was not going to get that $200 million or whatever it was of Joe's money for the campaign. That money was going to be disputed out. But thank God Trump came in there like a firecracker, and started just dismantling everything. I approve, guys. I approve. I approve of the military coming in, cleaning up the streets, setting the police back up to where they can actually function proper and take care of the cities. Now, call me selfish. I'm not a fan of the police. I'm not pro police, trust me. But I don't hate them. But we have to have law and order. We have to have law and order. And if we don't have law and order, guess what? We look like Chicago, or the whole country will look like Memphis, Tennessee, Chicago, St. Louis, LA. I mean, come on, man, New York, just to name a few. I think that we've truly let too many people in this country. In my God's honest opinion, I do think that we do need to send all these illegals home and actually stop immigration, people from coming in legally for at least 10 years. I really do. We allow 1 million people a year into this country. I truly believe we need to stop that for a while. Until we get a hold of our country, until we get back to our basic roots of our forefathers, I truly believe that we need to wait. We do not need to just keep letting 1 million people a year in here. So, I mean, God's honest truth. Like I said, that's what I believe. I know a lot of people don't believe it, don't want to. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to believe me. believe what I believe, and that's fine. This is for entertainment only, guys. But like I said, for these Democratic governors, and that was a big argument too. Well, Trump can't just go into state. Well, we know the reason why he went into Los Angeles, because they were rioting. When you're putting things and people in danger in the streets, and it's no longer a protest when you're disrupting and burning things down, and of course he has the power to step in. But like he said, he really has to be asked to go in unless I think it's some kind of, martial law or emergency, where the government has to step in. I think the government should have stepped in 20 years ago, 25, 30 years ago with Chicago and cleaned it up a lot better. Of course, it's got worse over time. We know that. Even the 70s and 80s, New York, the Bronx, Chicago, that was some rough times back then. I mean, all you got to do is go back and check out all the old stories and videos, and not movies, but the videos and the real documentaries of them. Dude, when crack came out in the late 70s and 80s, I mean, there was just as much crime and stuff back then, just like it is, people seem to forget that. Like, I think, of course, it slows down and it goes up, it speeds up, it slows down. It's just a recycling bins, all it is. And they've made it generational. And that's what someone else was saying to me the other day. He said, how can we change our communities? How can we change this stuff? Well, first of all, you got to keep these kids from doing what they're doing. You can't teach these kids by your actions and them watching you. That's generational. You can't change them if you're going to act bad in front of them and do stupid stuff. And, they're going to, monkey do what monkey see, I mean, kids are funny. Even my children, my daughters, they've told me things, Dad, I've seen you, say this or that, I mean, they're not stupid. They're smart kids, and, kids learn a lot off of social media, school, and it's hard just to protect them. You got to at least let them, flower out and venture and get social skills and, mingle with other kids and learn how to communicate with other kids and all that kind of good stuff. Okay, how about when they come up your mountain? What are you going to do? Well, you're going to do whatever, you have to, Jamin. I'm going to do whatever I have to. You talking about the military? I mean, if they was to come up my mountain, I don't think they're coming to harm, though, because I'm not the one out here doing the corruption. If that's who you're talking about, the National Guard, I don't see any kind of dictatorship. I don't see any kind of he's wanting to take over, to be a dictator. I don't see what I see that he's policing the streets. Even if he just federalizes the police already in in your state, they have more authority. They can, but the problem is not lying with the police. The problem's lying with the governors and the mayors and, and the judges. That's not allowing, they're not actually penalizing the criminal. They're letting the criminals out. They're not charging the criminals with, if you got word and this gangster or just this person that just, shot up, a street, he belongs in jail. Not for one night. He belongs in jail for a while. Take the criminals off the streets. I don't care how young they are. When a grandmother when a woman that has lived in the same house or same place since the 50s or 60s in the same neighborhood cannot walk outdoors no more and feel safe sitting on her porch or the sidewalk or walking to the store or going anywhere, and she's been in that neighborhood for 30 to 50 years, then yes, something needs to change. And it's in all neighborhoods. It ain't just the black communities. There's crime everywhere. Go to a white trailer park, man, in the South. There's so much stuff in the white trailer park. You got meth and everything else. I mean, it ain't just, the bad city neighborhoods. The country's got some real problems. The country's got some real drug problems. There's some real issues out here in the country. So it ain't just me pointing fingers at one kind of people. You go to Nashville, you're gonna, man, they have rings of circuits of people that run in 9 to 10, people in a group at a time, and they're hustling constantly under the bridges or on the interstate, right there, getting off the interstates and at the closest fast food places there to the interstate. And there's rings of them, and they're con people. They either con you or they rob you. I've seen people give them a gallon of water and they take it and walk right across the street to Wendy's parking lot and put it in their car and then come back and pick up their sign and say they're homeless and all this and knowing damn well they ain't. It's a circuit. I don't get it, because why are you that lazy to work, but you're not too lazy to stand here in the hot ass sun all day with a sign and collect money for someone giving you money. And I say take the homeless off the streets. You don't want to live in a home, you want to be homeless by choice, that's your problem. That's your deal. I don't care. But when you're inside the city limits and you're drugged out and you can't even function and you're passed out on the corner, you're shitting on the street, or your needles and drugs are sitting there with you and you're smoking crack, you're a nuisance. So let's take the drugs completely out of it. What if you're just a homeless guy on the streets that's bumming, with a sign and asking people for money? You're soliciting. You know what I mean? Now you're soliciting. You're soliciting people for money. That's against the law in a lot of places. You are a nuisance. People do not want to come to a city and spend their hard money on a vacation and see homelessness and see people doing drugs. They can't take their kids down and visit this museum or this place to go eat or whatever. Why? Because they're going to be aggravated by a bum. There's a difference, and I truly believe it. I went by choice first couple of years of my life when I got out of the house, hitchhiking around. Me and a buddy of mine, we went to California and back, lived in and out of a car. We worked at odd jobs for a week or so, and then moved on to the next place. We did it out of fun and adventure. We wanted to see things. Went to Huntington Beach, California. But here's the thing, guys. That was by choice. I wasn't a nuisance. I wasn't sitting there zombied out on the street, because I was doing drugs. So I say Trump's got every right to go in any city he wants. And he even has Tennessee on the list, guys. And I'm a Tennessee guy, So I agree. I think he needs to bring it in and clean Memphis up. He needs to clean Nashville up. They need to clean Knoxville up. I mean, there's rings. You can't even take your kids shopping to the mall anymore. And I got daughters, man. They love to go shopping. And of course, Knoxville's a couple hours away. You can't even take them shopping and do that anymore. You don't know why? Because there's people that run in and smash and grab the jewelry stores and the other stores in the mall. So what's to say a stray bullet ain't going to hit one of my children? I mean, it doesn't make sense to me for the people to allow this shit to go on. And then they wonder why Trump wants to step in and do something. Well, hell, he wants everybody to have a safe place to visit or live, or, any family, every person should be able to go out of their house, and that's rather drive a car, ride a motorcycle, walk to the nearest place, ride a bicycle. I don't care how you get there, but you should be safe. You shouldn't have to feel like, just go look up the videos in Washington, D.C. There is videos all over of older black women and men and everybody saying, thank God that Trump, there's a ton of people that agree with it, but it's the people, the officials. So they can't make change. If they were elected officials, then they could say, Trump, come on in, but they can't. But if you go look at the civilians in D.C. and Colorado, different places in Chicago saying, we want them here. We want them to clean up the streets. Saying, how good there was a black woman. She was probably in her 60s. I watched a video of it on some news channel, and she was like, and rolled her window down. She said, do you know how good it feels just to be able to pull up to a red light and roll my window down and know I'm not going to get robbed or carjacked in DC? I mean, that's awful. Nobody should ever feel scared to go anywhere. Nobody should ever have to stop really living their life because of crime and of anybody, of people committing crimes, and you're scared to even get out and go to the grocery store or just live. I mean, I don't agree with it. I think it's crazy. I think he should bring in the troops, and of course, I think the hardest places he's going to have the time with is Chicago and California. I really do. I believe, and there's crime in Florida, man. I don't care how red your state is or how blue it is. I don't care. To me, red and blue just means criminal. They're all crooked up there, so it doesn't matter if you're one side or you're the other side. In my opinion, they do dirty handshake deals behind closed doors. We don't see shit. The only time we ever see, and they scream America, 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 is when they're in front of a camera. If not, you think this would all be solved and everything would be took care of if they truly was actually working to make America better or change the laws and do the right, thing for the American people. We would live better. We would have better opportunities and economy and all that stuff. And I know Trump's doing everything he can. He's limited time, man. He's on limited time. This is his last go around. So, and like I said, I just think that these Democrats, man, I think they're just pushing back. A lot of them are pushing back because they want to look big. They want to look like the big, the big party. That they want to look like, oh, they're the tough party, really. And do you know how many times I've seen here lately in the last week or 2 weeks, like the Democrat people are saying, hey, you guys, they're telling them, stop using the woke words, stop using certain words, stop getting on here and doing this. They can't help themselves, though. They keep getting in front of a camera and speaking nonsense and talking nonsense. It's like, it's so funny because it's like these people are just, woo. You have family in Clarksville. It's real bad. Yeah, I'm telling you. You're talking about Clarksville, Tennessee, right? It is, Jamin. This Tennessee ain't just an easy kickback, place of where everybody just eats fried green tomatoes and drinks sweet tea on their porch all the time. Even me up in the country, man, we have a lot of drug problems. There's a lot of young people and people that are doped out, man. I mean, it's not the red states, it's the blue cities. Exactly. It's all of it, man. I'll be honest, David. I believe it's every state. I don't think it's got anything to do with red or blue. There's somewhat it's got to do with the Democrat mayors and governors, of course. I do know that. Certain Democrats allow things more than, other people allow, just like Florida and Tennessee and the red governors, they say, hey, no, we allow our police to take care of business. We make laws where you can defend yourself. You can do this. You're not going to do this and this and that. I get what you're saying, and I agree. But also, yes, there is blue cities that the mayors and the governors, they think by allowing these criminals and these illegals to do what they want and support them more, like they're winning something. It's like 70-30. Say, okay, well, we're going to go with the 30%. They think, honest to God, in my mind, I believe they think, well, we still got the 70%, and now we're going to go after the 30%. We're going to get the 30% too. No, dumbass. You just went after the 30% woke that you want to put your base to. You just lost the 70%. And it's like they can't see that. And so now they're only getting like 20 to 30%. I think they said the other day, Scott Jennings said the lowest approval rating that they'd seen so far was like 19% or something like that. And I'm like, of course, because they keep going after that 20%, and they've lost that other 80%. I mean, God, that's the truth. They thought they still had the 80%. And they were going to go towards let's get the woke kids. Let's brainwash them some more. Let's get them protesting. Let's get them on our side. They thought they were going to gain more. Well, what they ended up doing, they ended up losing 80% of their base. And now they're only catering to that 20%, rainbow marshmallow farts, So I mean, that's basically what it is. You do believe in JD? I believe I believe he can do some stuff. I believe he can do some good, I really do. I kind of try to keep up and see where he's kind of shifting, like I want to see, I want to see kind of if he sways any, to tell you the truth. I really do. Cause I mean, as you know, as well as I do, I mean,
I
look at
left
that.
Congress, my trades are shit. I can't get any insider information anymore, and these fuckers won't tell me anything anymore. So I've been drinking a lot more. My husband's still in love with a homeless hammer guy, visiting him in jail and shit. So it hasn't been easy. Okay. Well,
Oh, come on. Money, money, money. Now, did you mean JD Vance or did you mean Jack Daniels? Because I believe in Jack too, buddy. He can make my mind up in a lot of ways. Do you run StreamYard, Jamin? Because if you run StreamYard, man, you can download all these little, videos like this into your StreamYard if you pay for it. What I do is I've got my iPhone, both. I've got my iPhone connected to my, to my laptop, synced to it. So when I go in, if I download or screenshot any video on my iPhone, like I'll go into the into here and then just hit share and it pops up in my pictures and my folders and my videos over here in my laptop. And then I just move them over into my StreamYard. So that's how easy it is. You don't have to like share screen and do all that shit. If you got a 5-second or 15-second clip or minute clip or whatever, you can just do it that way. Go straight, sync your phone to your laptop or whatever. So, and that's what I do a lot of times. Instead of having to go through and share your screen or do that or download video, it's easier sometimes just to go ahead and download and throw it into, because I like this in the StreamYard because I like to leave it in my StreamYard, like when I want to take a commercial break or something, like a 30-second commercial break or 15-second or something, 30-second, or if you just want to show a clip, or something, it's easy to do because, you don't have to go off the screen. Like when you share a clip, Jamin, like when you share a screen, it moves you either off the screen or to the side. This just goes on top of you. You know what I mean? This just comes over the top of you and you're good like this, see? There you go. I figured you'd like that one. Ganja man. Ganja, ganja, ganja. Ganja. But it's longer. I just stopped it at that though. And it's all right. There's people that they've got like 50 videos and all that stuff sitting here and they do all kinds of stuff, which is neat, but drum roll, please. Now they give us sounds. So I think it's pretty neat, stream as much, like I said, as much as I pay for StreamYard, they should be giving me a lot more. No, I'm not in love with AI. It's just I like to do some videos and I go in and look up. That actually ain't AI. That's AI, but it's not from me. That's actually from a music video that they did, and I clipped it because I was putting my music. I was putting my music to a video, and I was trying to find me an outro video. So I would have an outro video when I ended the stream, but it is what it is. Jamin, are you off tomorrow? You guys closed tomorrow for Labor Day? Anybody got any important or any cool, or just, is anybody doing anything today or tomorrow? Are you guys out of town, or, are you cooking out? I think we're going to grill out this evening or tomorrow. I've got a big Blackstone, it holds like 50 something burgers if you want to cook burgers at once. I'm thinking about going out there in the morning and just laying down on the, I'm not going to lay on the grill, guys. Come on. I don't need to cook myself. But what I'm going to do is like just pour a whole batch of eggs and scramble it, and maybe do some pancakes and some bacon, throw it out there on the Blackstone, or I don't know, shit, I'll do something. I'm really been craving some blueberry pancakes. I've been thinking about my buddy Bill Stevens, and he makes blueberry pancakes at the rallies, and that's what I was thinking, man, I need to buy a batch of blueberries. I need to, I've got pancake mix, and just go out there and start making some blueberry pancakes. But, like I said, I think that, all these people, they if you ever watch social media, if you're on like X or Instagram or Facebook, these social, even YouTube, they've got all these, these woke fruity cakes, and they melting down, and they're always making videos. Why would you get on there and make, look like a fool, man? Talking, and I guess they believe this stuff. Like I said, I think half of them believe it, half of them don't. But they get on here, and I know of two of them that's went. Now the police has actually arrested them. The police they got on there and made threats. And a guy was telling me over on Instagram, said, yeah, and he showed proof. He made a video and showed proof that the arrest warrant and everything, and they arrested the ginger bearded guy, or some ginger something guy. He's a Democrat woke dude, and he threatened Trump and all kinds of conservatives and people and stuff. So the guy was showing me they actually have his arrest warrant, like they arrested him. And then there's that girl on social media, or that woman on social media, talking about taking out Trump and all this stuff and everything. And now they arrested her last week. And I said, yeah, he was saying something about how they get away with saying it on social media. And I said, it's okay, man, because social media allows them to get away with saying that. They banned us for saying that or posting a clip. But what's good, you got to keep in mind, we may get banned on Instagram, but they're getting arrested in real life for threatening. They're really getting arrested. Labor says, it's my busiest day for myself. Try to get the honey to-do list done. Oh, so you're going to just try to get work done? I mean, you're off tomorrow, right, Jamin? That y'all guys' company's closed and stuff? Not anymore. That's what you say. Yeah, you got to watch. Not anymore. Yeah, exactly. You got to watch what you say. And like I said, man, there's been 2 or 3 of them that actually has got arrested. Can you guys hear me, or is it over loud? Like, is it too loud? I'm still here. So if anybody wants to jump on with me and hang out and talk, feel free to say it, and I'll drop a link over there, or I'll send you a link. If you go follow Right Lane Talk Media on Instagram, it would be easier for me to send it to you on that, under that channel. It's good. Okay. So, make sure you go follow Right Lane Talk Media on Instagram and on YouTube. Off work. Yeah. It sounds okay. All right. Well, I've got like a Shure mic. Dude, I've been saving money, and I got it upside down, of course, because it's the way I wanted it angled in my face, because I didn't want it coming over. I could do it with this microphone bar, but I didn't want it up here coming down. I wanted it down here, and it's okay. I don't care if it says it upside down or not. This Shure mic, I was saving money. Of course, you all know Shure mics are pretty good, I guess. I didn't get the big studio. I mean, I got the studio mic. Don't get me wrong. I got this one. It's pretty neat. It's doable. I don't think I gave that much for it. I think it was right around 200, 230. I don't know, something like that. The one I really wanted was like 400 and something, but it was the kind where it's the round plug that plugs in and it goes to the big systems. You know what I'm talking about, don't you, Jamin and Dave? Like the big old systems. It's got the big round outlet, and goes into your big amps and all your keyboard your things and all that stuff. But, and like I said, I think, I had an issue with the bike too, man. Yesterday, I was trying to make a video and I started the motorcycle and I was riding. I was like, man, and I was in town when I left Dairy Queen, David. I started the bike and I was like, damn, that sounds weird. Like I sound exhaust, like under my legs, between my legs. And I was like, that don't sound right. So I brought it to the house, man. I brought it to the house, turned it off, let it cool off, and got under there. Man, do you guys ever think that maybe I know I don't deal with Harley dealerships on mechanic wise. And, I did that one time because I had to, because I was broke down out of town. Do you ever think that your local mechanic maybe sometimes does things to where, maybe you have to come back? And I'm not accusing anybody, so let's get that straight. But like my header exhaust, dude, like he just had he said he had just, he worked on my bike just like a month or so ago, put in new, seal, gaskets on my header exhaust and all that. Dude, I don't see how. And I know mine's an 07. It's the, the old twin cam, and it does like it rattles, it's shaky a little bit. It's not like to the point where them bolts shouldn't be falling out of the motor, but it was loose, man. Like it was like I was hearing my exhaust between my legs. I was like, this ain't right, so what I done was, I came home, let it cool down. Man, those things were so loose. I tightened them up good as I could get, tough, snug as I could get, man, good. And then I tightened the other ones, and then I jumped on it and took it down the road, and I was like, man, I'm still hearing a rattling. Where the shit is that coming from? So I got back to the house, and I was like, why is my, heat shield, my heat guard, so loose? Like it was on there, but like I was hearing rattling. So I had to check my other, because I got true dual headers coming out. And I was like, dude, there's something wrong with this. And so I just went through this morning and was tightening, making sure after I rode yesterday, I was making sure that everything was still tight, and I was tightening it down. And I was like, this is crazy. Like I believe sometimes that, I was like, man, I need to watch this, I need to so I'm going to ride tomorrow. I'm going to take off and ride 3 or 4 hours tomorrow, do a real long ride. I'm going to try to shoot a couple of videos if I can. I mean, I can, but I'm thinking about wearing the full face, putting the GoPro on, run the microphone up in the helmet, do some talking. But I can't listen to the bike when I have to wear the full face. That's my problem. Like I love my half shell helmet, because if I got my half shell helmet on, I can hear everything that ticks and shakes and moves. I can hear my bike a lot better. So, like I said, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is that Harley? And I know Harley, I know it well, but it ain't like I went to Florida and back though, being around these mountains and stuff. I get it, Jamin, I really do. But from him working on it a month ago, we put the Screaming Eagle slip-ons on. He put new header, the rings that you put in from the headers to the exhaust, seals and all that, whatever you want to call them, so within a month though, I've not rode that much in a month. I've only rode since he done that probably, I don't know, within a month. I ain't done that much riding, probably 16 to 1800 miles, I know it could rattle loose within 16 to 1800 miles, but I just thought, man, why would it be that loose, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ride it for a couple of days again, and then I'm going to check it and see. I'm pretty good about hearing things it's just like, you own a vehicle, every tick, every sound it makes when you when you drive it, just especially if it's an older truck or older something, car. You know what I'm talking about. You know everything that it does, So players flock to change. Oh yes. Did you guys get this? I think you guys need to go out and buy a fucking Powerball. $1.1 billion. Did nobody won? Nobody won it. Nobody won it. Nobody won it. Nobody won it. Sorry, my volume sounded like it messed up. It muted or something. It muted. Okay. So nobody won the Powerball. It's $1.1 billion. Make sure you go and buy your tickets tonight. Or yeah. I think the drawing. No, I don't know if they'll draw tonight. It's Sunday night. That's a fantasy, ain't it? Can you imagine that fantasy of winning 1.1 billion? You take cash. I would take cash option. I'm not going to do it annually because guess what? I would die, and then my family and kids would get nothing. So I'd take cash option. I would take the cash. Go ahead and pay the taxes. So it would probably give me around 600-700 million. Dude, I could do just as much on 600-700 million as I could 5 million or 1 million. I mean, truthfully, for what I want to do, I don't need to live in a castle. I don't need 10 Lamborghinis. I do need about 30 Harley Davidsons and custom choppers, but, a couple of $100,000 in chopper motorcycles would be all right. Every different kind, not just Harley. I want choppers. I want Harleys. I want BSAs. I want some old cafes. That's what I'm saying though. Like I can buy land. I would buy land in Tennessee. I'd buy land in Florida. I don't know if I'd be right on the beach because in Florida, I think I'd get tired of I love the beach. Don't get me wrong. I may have a house on the beach, but I'm not going down there and spending $10 million on a house on the beach or even off the beach. You know why? Because guess what? It's going to cost me $5 million a year to keep it up. Why would I want to do that? When I could go and just buy a trailer park and live in a trailer in Florida, because that's the best option, and rent out the other trailers to people I wanted to, or make it to like, what do you call those? Airbnbs. So you can make an Airbnb. You go buy a trailer park that's got about 10 trailers in it, is what you do. So when you do that, when you go buy a trailer park in Florida, got about 10 to 20 trailers, you live in one of them or you stay in one of them. And that's what I would do anyways. And then I would Airbnb the other ones out. I wouldn't want any permanent resident there. So, and I would buy enough land in Tennessee that I'd never see a neighbor. But I mean, truthfully, I hope you do the Gold Wing. I hope you fix it up and ride the crap out of it or whatever you plan on doing with the Gold Wing, guys. Like I said, don't forget your lottery tickets. It is $1.1 billion, man. That's way too much money. Okay, David says, Ray, you need to be the man on the street at right-wing protests. Really? You think so? I think I'd get in trouble, man. Or left-wing protests. I don't think I'd want to be in the middle of the left wing unless I was trolling them, that'd be the only way. If I was trolling the left, I would go and do the, camera interviews like some people do. I would go and talk to them. Hey, how do you feel about Trump's first 9 months in office? I got questions. I could question them. Do interviews. Yeah, I would enjoy that, but I live so far in the country, man. We don't really have protests around here. I'd have to drive really to Nashville or somewhere that I'd have to find a protest somewhere. That's like a 3-hour drive for me to get to Nashville. Which, then if it's late and I'm doing that and I got to stay down there, so I got to rent a hotel room and it's a lot. It takes a lot to travel and do things. when you come off the mountain, which I don't care to go off the mountain now, like if it's, if there's a protest down here, say Knoxville, it's like an hour, 45 minutes away, something, I wouldn't mind. I know they've had some, like some Fruity Kooks and, pride parades and stuff down there by the campus and things like that. Now I believe, as far as I know, it's public. Anybody can go. So I know that one guy, I'm not going to shout his name out because he never shouts me out. And I've DM'd him a couple of times to see if he wanted to meet up and do it. He's a right wing guy and he does it, but I'm not going to give his name out because there's no sense of giving somebody credit when they don't give you credit. Support the people that support you, guys. That's what I'm saying. Like I said, I don't really try to shout too many people's names out on my channel. You can find them as well as I did. I like to, if somebody comes on my channel though, that I'm friends with or whatever, or I know their channel and I know they're legit, I will tell the people, hey, go follow these people, whatever, if you like that kind of content. That would be funny, Ray, at a pride parade. Well, I mean, it would be, me asking questions, that would be truly here's the thing, David. I got all the equipment. I got the tripods. I got the monopods. I got all the stuff to do it with, man. Like, God's honest truth. I've got everything. I wanted to do that. It's hard to find it's not hard to find them, but you got to know when the right time to get, here, I'll show you something, David. See, this is called a monopod. This right here, it's a tripod monopod. It goes down, extends down. Put your phone in here. I got this here. Put my lights in it, or I put my Instant 360X or my GoPro on this one as well, or on this one, and that way I can have 2 to 3 cameras and my phone going. And down here and over here, I can have my battery pack, my charging battery. I've got this. I've got another monopod, just a stick pod to do it with. I've got big tripods too, man. See, let's see. I got another monopod right here. This is a adjustable thing. You can put a camera up here, put your phone mount here. It's another monopod. You just open these up and it goes down, and you can stand it on the ground and just film, any which way you want. I've got a big tripod. I've actually got the thing I sent John yesterday. I sent John a Amazon thing. He was talking about the face, the tracker, the thing that it's a little round tripod. And you put your phone in, it's a tracker. It tracks your face and moves you when you're in the garage and all that. I've got all that stuff. And I told John, I said, dude, they're $30 on Amazon. I sent him the thing yesterday, the picture and all that stuff. I've got one. I use it, but I mean, sometimes, but like I said, I've got all the equipment, dude. I've got thousands of dollars. I don't know, probably thousands of dollars in equipment and stuff and things I don't even use. Like, I ordered stuff. I jumped off the bat. It was like, oh, I need this. I need that. Here, Amazon, or this, order this, or order this. Really what I should have been saving for, instead of buying all the junk stuff I've bought, or not junk, but useless stuff, I should say. It's useless because I'm not out here doing it 24/7. What I should have been saving for, and I tell you what I really like to have, is some wireless microphone for my phone. I need like the DJI Bluetooth wireless microphone for the iPhone 13. I need that, or the Rode. I bought the $30 ones off Amazon. They did not work for me. I kept hearing scratches in them and everything. So I sent them to Jamin for free. I just gave them to him. I just told him, give me your address, and I mailed them to him because I'm that kind of guy. Like, I don't look for anything in return. I don't need, if I'm not using them, they're sitting here, use it. If you really need it, here. He says they work good for him. So, and like I said, I know the DJI or the Rode's $100, $100-something. But man, the quality to use for my phone is a lot better. I can't use the $30 ones. I've tried it, and people are like, well, they work fine for me. And I'm like, well, every time I've got on there and plugged them in on my phone and done that, I hear scratchy noise. I hear this. It's never any good. if I could find one that I hadn't already ordered and used, if there was a different kind, maybe I would try those. But like I said, I'd like to have a decent set of wireless mics, because I do have the thing where I can sit and hold, it's like a microphone stick, and you put the wireless mic on it, and then you can interview people. That's what I need, one of those interview the interview microphone, the wireless mics, the interview that goes to the phone. Because anybody that has an iPhone, it automatically comes with it, guys. Here's what you do. If you shoot video with GoPro or some other camera, go into your apps on your phone that's already on your front screen or side screen, wherever you're at. You find the voice memos. The voice memo, it looks like it looks like a little app, and it looks like a heart, the voice memo right there. See it right here? See that? See this one right here, right there. See that? You click on that. You go in. You click it. You record. You just sit and hit it. When you go into the app, it's free. It's already on your phone. When you click on that and go into it, it says all recordings. You can go in there and you can sit and ask people questions and say, here, talking to my phone. And when you get the voice down, like when you do the interview and talk, then you got to take this, you take it and then you put it and edit it into your video. And then you have it, because a lot of people say it's easy just to get into when you edit the video, you go down below the video, like right below it, and tap on there, and that's the voice. And then you load the voice in, and it will follow straight with, the video, all the talking. So I don't get into all that editing. So, and I use my phone to record. So I think a wireless mic would do me wonders, especially even like riding the motorcycle and doing any kind of video or anything like that, or live stream. A wireless mic would work wonders. But it is what it is. Oh, miss the wife. We were just discussing some, wireless microphones, protest things that, I was telling David, I had all this stuff, the monopods and all these things. This, if you're going to go somewhere, and I like it, because if you go to a rally or something, it's, you put your phone on it. This is a phone mount. Did you, you can hold it like this, but I got the monopod. This is a tripod it's called a monopod, but it's got the tripod to it. All three legs come down, stabilizes it, and these unscrew and it goes down to the ground. So what you do is, you put your mount on it, whichever phone mount you got, stabilizer. This allows me to put my lights for when it gets darker, then I can turn my lights on. This is for my GoPro or my Insta360. I can put one here too as well. I put my phone in here, and it stabilizes it, and you record. And you can ask people questions, do interviews, or you can just walk around, and it's a stabilizer. And you can record your rallies or, wherever you're at, and it records. Trust me, you're allowed to record in public. I promise you that. Now, in a private setting in someone's house or business, you do have to have permission, or they have to know about it. You can't do wiretapping, like recording. You can't, record somebody without their knowledge in a house or nothing like that. You have to tell them. In certain states, they have certain laws, of course, with the wiretapping, all that stuff. Thanks for the mics. I've done a video trying to put it together. Yeah, man. I don't, like I was telling David, man, that's, you're welcome, dude. I didn't charge you anything because they were just $30 and I never used them. And like, it ain't no big deal. I wasn't looking for a return in those. They just didn't work for me. Like I was saying, every time I put them and hooked them to my phone and I was trying to do it and I would talk, I was hearing this noise, like a scratching. It may have been the area I'm in or whatever. I don't know. But like I said, people are like, I've used those. I got them. They work great. And I'm like, well, for some reason, they didn't work good in my phone, Now I've got the iPhone 13 instead of the iPhone 11 I had. But I'm looking to try. And like I was telling David, instead of buying all this stuff, useless stuff that I don't hardly use, I should have been saving for some, DJI or Rode, wireless mics. And I mentioned that to somebody about the Rode mics, and they were like, dude, I got them and they freeze up and all this. And, don't go with Rode, RODE. Just like last week, I bought this, but I've used this too. I've used it twice already. And you just put your GoPro, your iPhone or Instant 360, bam, and it's comfortable. It molds around to your neck. There you go. You can walk around with it, and it's got straps that come down if you want to, and it stabilizes it. And you sit there and you put your GoPro, or that's what I thought. And it's pretty easy. If you just shoot with your GoPro without the media mod and all that, it's really lightweight because it's small. See, and it ain't that big, man. And you can move it. You can shoot sideways. This thing right here, watch. Here, let's move my microphone down. Okay, so it just clicks, moves to, goes any which way you want to go. So you can shoot sideways with your GoPro, or you can go upside down. Or a lot of people actually use it and shoot upside down their videos like that. And then they go in and correct it in their editing. I don't. I just put it up like this. But I've got the phone mount. Come with the phone mount, all that stuff. So it's easy to do. Since me and John's not doing the rabbit hole tonight, guys, Jamin, did you know that? We're not going to be doing the show tonight because of the holiday. I think Coy is going to be out of town or something, doing something, his brother. So we're not going to be doing the rabbit hole. I figured maybe, if nobody's doing anything, let's just say this. If nobody's doing any big major live stream tonight, Jamin, say we get, let's see, Frog, Lolly, let's get maybe Dave from Gen X, couple other people or something, maybe. I say we get some people on the live stream and let's get a panel going, man. We don't have to talk politics. I know everybody says, oh, I hate politics, right? But damn, everybody's got an opinion on it, We don't have to discuss anything. We don't have to debate each other. I don't do that. We should be doing a live stream and hanging out, and whoever does it from their channel, everybody should be able to stream it to their channel. Like mine's set up. If you come on here, you can stream it to your channel. I'm not greedy. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say, oh, you can't stream your video. You know what I mean? Because to me, more the people, the more welcome you come in. Come on in. Hang out. If you want to hang out on his channel, hang out on that channel. If you're drawing people in, or this person's drawing someone in and this other person wants to stream it, I say do it. I say we all should come on somebody's channel. Somebody needs to do one and actually not be scared. I mean, you go on your live streams, you shouldn't be scared to come on mine or somebody else. Let's get on a panel of 5 or 6 people and hang out and have fun on a Sunday night. I mean, it's a weekend night, dude, Sunday night. Everything just about's closed tomorrow for a lot of people. I get it if you're with family and stuff like that, but if you really don't have nothing to do, I think we should do a live stream. I think some of us need to get on the stream and let's just goof off and, have a chill live stream or something, just chill out and talk and, where did all that go? I mean, when did it all become about fitting everything in an hour? Fucking interviews and debates, and I get you got topics and you want to talk about it, but what happened to the fucking 10-hour live streams? What happened to people streaming for really streaming? Like I should just leave this going for like fucking 10 hours and come and go. And just let it catch watch hours, because people are going to watch it eventually. Somebody's going to do it. You know, if you got 5 people, 10 people watching, I mean, shit, you run it an hour, there's 10 hours. I mean, right there. So I say we do a live tonight around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Like my wife, she still got to go to bed and go to sleep. So I can leave the camera out. I can do the emoji here or whatever I want to do. You know, I just can't be loud in my room. Come on, Ray, 10 hours. Oh, shit, I can knock out 10 hours. Ask Jamin. If you'd known me 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I streamed so much. Shit. I think I've done a long one. I think the longest one I've done, I probably, because I deleted like almost, shit, probably 1,000 live streams. I know that. I know I have. I've done so many. I know I've done at least 10 hours or more. I think it was like 12 or 13 hours I did. Because we were streaming like crazy back in the day, wasn't we, Jamin? I mean, everybody was, but it was like every night was a different, you know, streaming, you know, a different channel streaming every night for, you know, longer than an hour, man. It was a lot of streams back then, you know, and people getting on other people's panels and 5 or 6 people on a panel and all kinds of shit, man. You know, it was a lot. And like I said, even if I just have to sit here and just discuss things, I can talk. That ain't no big deal. I've never found any problem with talking or, you know, coming up with some kind of life topic or, you know, or something. Hell, all you got to do is turn it over to the news. They break 35 stories a day, and it ain't all got to be politics. I mean, like the Ninja Turtles. When did they become so soft, man? The guy created them out of a fucking Warrior magazine, dude. A Warriors, fighting Warriors. What happened to the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? You look at them now, they're little softy. Go look at the cartoons on TV. Go look at the ones you watch. They don't even have muscles. They're little bitty square, like, you know, shit things that they take everything out of it, man. They took the ninja part. They took all that, the toughness. It's like they're soy boy turtles. I'm not joking. Like, it's a state of what the hell are you doing? You know, they put politics into every little thing. And I love politics, but don't put it in everything in society. You know, it doesn't have to be in every shoe commercial or pants commercial or brand. You know, how about motherfucker just wants to advertise their clothing and sell it? They don't want to go through all this shit with, you know, being canceled in politics. How about they just want to sell some gravy and biscuit, motherfuckers? Quit watching cartoons when it's time, and Tom and Jerry were yeah, dude. I tell you what, though, you know what's sad though, Jay? I used to love cartoons. Now, every once in a while, I'll watch Adult Swim. Exactly. Don't mess with my Ninja Turtles now. And I know there's some people like Ninja Turtles. They love hiding in the shadows, and that's fine. They can watch from the shadows, but and that's the thing though. Like Adult Swim's, you know, their cartoons, some of them are actually stupid as shit, but then you got a few that's actually decent. South Park is weird as shit, but it's good. They do some really good episodes over there if you look them up and find out whatever episode you're looking for, like the meaning of it, you know. They even did one on Harley riders, making fun of Harley riders. I mean, these people think of everything. Crazy shit. Simpsons, I love them. But when Disney came, you know, when Disney come calling and said, wait a minute, you know, taking all the bullshit out of it and doing some crazy shit with Disney. Who the fuck is in my driveway? Why is that? Who is in my driveway? Oh, okay. I was gonna say, never mind. Okay, but anyways, when Disney, like, just like Snoop Dogg the other day, he's all over social media blowing up. Snoop Dogg is. You're too old for Ninja Turtles. Yeah, you probably had like Felix the Cat. What was it? Popeye the Sailor, the black and white ones, maybe, David? How old are you, David? 50? I was wondering who was in my driveway. I was like, I could see it through the window reflection. I was like, who parked at the top of the road? Hush. Hey, you ain't gonna do nothing. Shit, you wouldn't even nibble at their ankles. 70. Okay, David. So, yeah, you're talking about like Felix, maybe the black and white Mickey Mouse, what Arthur and all those, the funny comics in the black and white newspapers, you know. But like Snoop Dogg, like there's a big thing. He's like, man, I took my grandkids to watch this movie the other day in the movie theater, and he's like, Papa Snoop, how can two women have a baby? He was like, I was like, oh shit, can't I just watch a movie? You know, what the hell has happened? You know, and I'm thinking, yeah, because nobody even like these people don't realize how bad Disney and everybody's pushing this shit, man. They're pushing it bad. Like he said, what kid needs to be learning, even asking those kind of questions at that age? How can two women have a baby? You know, well, you shouldn't have to explain and try to explain their fucking fruit farty cake minds way they think two women can have. You shouldn't have to explain that to a 5-year-old or an 8-year-old or a 2-year-old. All they should be, like he said, we just went to watch the movie. We wanted to watch a movie. My grandkid wanted to watch a cartoon, the Disney movie. Didn't want to get into, you know, have to answer questions and all this shit. Come on, people. G.I. Joe was big. I love G.I. Joe, man. God almighty, I used to love it. Yes. I mean, I can't remember all the Sergeant Slaughter or Sergeant. I can't remember all their names. Sergeant Slaughter was a wrestler. I used to watch it. Okay. But like I said, you saw that. Yeah, man, that's sickening. And that's what I'm saying. When Snoop Dogg speaks out, and I hate to say this because I don't glorify anybody. I don't watch People magazine. I don't look at that shit. I could care less about movie stars. I don't care. I don't care that Taylor Swift and that football dude is getting married. That don't interest me. I have no care what they do with she is a billionaire, guys. Yes, he's not a billionaire, but he's a multimillionaire. You think I care what them two are doing? No. You think I care what Brad Pitt or any of these movie stars out there? No. They live in a fantasy land that we can only dream of. God's honest truth. They have anything and everything that provided for them, and they still can't function right. You know, I don't admire them. I don't idolize them. I can tell you one thing: I sure as hell wouldn't want half of their lives, man. If that's what it takes to be famous and wealthy, yeah, keep it. I'll stay over here on my mountain and poor. But here's the thing. I know, and he shouldn't bring up politics. He's a rapper. I understand he's got an opinion on politics. He probably votes and all that. That's his business. That's not my business who he votes for and what he does. Here's the thing, though. When somebody that never speaks out of it speaks up and says, hey, this ain't right, people should listen then, you know, because it's coming from somebody that never really talks about politics and all this shit. And somebody that doesn't, it's not that he don't care, but he just doesn't insert his music and all this shit into politics, you know, somebody that's out of politics. And when he speaks up and says, this ain't right, these people, you would think they would take a hint, you know, the left would take a hint and say, okay, we went far because look who Snoop Dogg is. He has a following. People listen to him. Not me, of course, but he has his own fan base, of course. People love him around the world. But the thing is, didn't Trump like free Snoop Dogg or some of his homies or some shit like that and pardon them and all that? So he's really indebted to Trump, you know, Snoop Dogg is. In my opinion, he is. Like, in my opinion, I don't think he's ever spoke out about it much because he didn't want, you know, just like, here's what Michael Jordan said, the best way he could put it. Democrats, Republicans buy Nikes just like Democrats do. They all buy tennis shoes. I'm not getting in the middle of it because I'm going to cater to both sides. I mean, that may be a CC way out, but no, he's a businessman. That was him looking at it as a business aspect of, I don't give a shit what they do as long as they buy my damn tennis shoes and make me rich. And that's me. If I create something and I had a business, I sure as the hell ain't putting my toes into politics. If it has nothing to do with politics, I'm not going to say a word. I'm going to sell you a product, and people buy that product. They don't have to worry about, oh, is this guy conservative? Is this guy, left? Is this guy, you know what? How about you just enjoy your pie? Okay. How's that? And pie means, when I say pie, I just mean the product, whatever product I would be making or whatever, that's just that. So Thundercats, there you go. Thundercats was good. Yeah, I mean, Archie, and I can't think of those other ones, those older ones. They had a lot of older ones though, but I agree with you, Jamin. When they took Tom and Jerry off and they said there was too much stuff. Oh, they even canceled one and said it was too controversial or too racist or something about having one of those cartoons they wouldn't let air anymore because they said it was oh yeah, Elmer Fudd. The ones they made now, they won't let him have his gun they won't let him have his pew pew in the cartoons. They won't let him, they took it out. They were going to cancel it and stop showing it. And someone said, no, now he says something else. I mean, they took the fun out of all the Looney Tune cartoons. They've turned them all into, just, I don't get it. That's why they can be woke. Why? Because nobody's saying anything about it, or people saying something because they're letting them. So, I mean, I think that our society is I think it actually has got to the point where, that cancel culture was bad when Biden was in. Like, they were canceling people left and right, blah, blah, blah. The left side was canceling the shit out of everybody on the right. And I think that's one thing good that Trump's administration, when they come in, it ain't just that. I don't think it was Trump. I think it was just American people said, hey, we're tired of this shit. You know what I mean? And you're not going to cancel me because of my beliefs. I don't have to believe what you believe. You're not going to be fucking pushing your agenda on me. And now I do believe it's still out there, but I believe it's slowed down a lot. A lot. I think it's kind of reversed a little bit because, Rich, yeah. Because they don't have to worry about it. They don't have to worry about grocery prices. They don't have to, just like someone was saying, look at Nancy Pelosi. She's worth $400 million. Do you think that she's worried about how much milk and eggs is? She's got a maid. That's why she don't want to send the illegals home. She's got people that clean her house. She's got a woman that goes in an SUV. It showed a video. This guy was tracking her people, like doing a story. Said this guy was following her, and it's on X. I'll try to find it here later on. And this guy was tracking her from their house, and this woman, and she was a Mexican. Or Mexican or some other foreign lady, heritage, and tracked her to the grocery store and all that. Said, of course, they don't go there. They don't have to do nothing. They have people that wait on them and all that. You think she cares about how much anything costs? They've got enough money where it truly don't affect them. So what gas goes up $3, $4? It doesn't affect them. Why? Because they have enough money. It doesn't touch their counts, really. Like, it does not affect their counts. So, I mean, it's just, and like I said, it's silly, but I think it's kind of reversed a little bit. It's kind of like, hey, wait a minute, just like this woke shit, with Cracker Barrel. Hey, wait a minute, look here. The right stood up and said something. Now they've like, we fucked up. So we're changing the logo back to the original. We're putting the cracker back in next to the barrel. You know what I mean? Like, they could cancel us a lot. They canceled the shit out of us, our social medias. Every word we said, they were crying and pouting. They needed their safe space, their little, peanut butter allergies and shit. And now it's like, no, sir. Now it's kind of reversed a little bit, I think, in my opinion. And I'm glad. Like, hey, wait a minute. You went woke? Wait a minute. Look at that shit, just like Cracker Barrel. And now they've stopped it. And after Trump weighed in on it, they're like, wait a minute. Yeah, we're not going to change nothing. guys, please, we've only changed 2 of them so far. We're changing them back. We're going to put the logo back. You know, old man Herschel is going to stay on that's his name, Herschel. Old man Herschel is going to stay on the billboard. He's going to be sitting there next to the barrel. So he's not going anywhere. Where Herschel will be there. Herschel off The Walking Dead will stay next to the barrel. The old man Herschel. Nobody ever connects that. He just looks like the old country, you know, white Christian farmer. Hey, Herschel. He looks like the guy on the barrel. But the guy on the barrel's name is Herschel. That was his name in real life, Herschel. Yeah, like Jaguar, man. Commercial. It was stupid. Man, that was the worst. And they called that art. That's the worst art I ever seen, you know. And I tell you what, for people to allow these, you know, meat eater protesters and and all them to go in and glue their hands to famous paintings and things of history and tear shit up and throw, there ain't no way in the world I'm going to allow somebody to do that. I don't care if my boss said stand down, don't do nothing. I'm not going to stand there and allow some idiot to glue their hand to a 2,000-year-old painting or something and tear it up. There's no way. I would be fired because the first idiot thought he was going to pour milk all over himself in my building, you know, is going to get escorted out. Let's just put it that way. They're going to get escorted out quickly. So, all right, guys, I'm going to have to jump off here. My wife is back. I got to go help her unload groceries. So, yes, I do that. So, guys, I'll come back on here in a little bit. Maybe we can get 4 or 5 people on the panel and let's do some talking. How's that? Have a good day. Stay in your lane. Subscribe, like, comment, all the good stuff.
Wheels roll hard, steel horse leans. Ain't no stop, no time to slow. This is race mortal life, you know. Life on a steel horse he rides, but on the blacktop alive. Thanks for watching the show. Thanks for watching the show.